Well, the war's still not over, and it doesn't quite look like it's going to be over. And for some reason, Morgan, the pirate raider, land pirate guy, he's still doing his thing. So I guess we'll have to see how that fucking. You know what? I'm over this. Can we just end it? Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is Prospector Johnny. And Johnny, we can't raise a cup for the end of the war because the end of the war is still not fucking here.
No, Tommy, you told me last week.
I did. I did tell you what last week. We're just going to wait for paperwork, and the paperwork still hasn't come in through this week.
All right, so next week then. So
Maybe.
We got one more week of just kind of chilling out while they sort things out up in Washington and wherever the fake capital is down in the Confederate States.
Maybe. Well, anyways, Johnny,
you had champagne last week.
I did.
Lieutenant Tommy.
I did, and preemptive celebration. God damn it! My wife says I have that problem. Anyways, Johnny.
Hopefully, in 150 years, they have some medicine that'll fix that.
Union movement isn't going to slow down this week. U.S. troops are going to land on the south end of Morris Island near Charleston, South Carolina on July 10th. Their goal here is to bombard Fort Wagner, and that's like kind of the major fort that's protecting the harbor. If they can get that fort knocked out, they can take Charleston Harbor, and another step to the end of the war because it's already the Confederacy's cut in half. Let's take out their last major port.
And also, we've already ended the war once, so might as well just keep ending it with every subsequent battle from here on out, right? Because that's what's... I mean, this is all useless. This is all just people dying for nothing because...
Good news-ish. Johnny, good news-ish. Meade is finally moving out of Gettysburg. He's moving towards these forces that are over there at Antietam. So he's moving in that general direction of Antietam. Not a moment too soon. Could have happened a couple of days ago. Could have happened last week. I understand maybe not moving on the third when you just defended yourself off Pickett's charge. I get that. I get maybe not even moving on the fourth because resupply, let you guys rest, bury your dead, all the fun stuff.
One day's
but
fine.
The fifth, the sixth, the
war.
Seventh, the 5 days. In 6 days, 7 days from the end of the last fighting on the third, 7 days. You waited a whole week.
That's a week.
Before you started to move. That's
the whole Earth can be created in that time.
According to some.
You can't move anywhere.
Lee right now, he is still...
Lee.
Lee's back is still against the Potomac. He's out there by Antietam. He cannot cross Potomac. The river is too high. He has dug trench works there at Antietam area. And we'll see what happens.
Probably shouldn't have given him time to do that.
Morgan's Raiders, Johnny, the land pirates, the dirty land pirates, they have entered Salem, Indiana. So
what?
Reports say that they're moving towards Ohio, so you might be okay. But Salem's not that far from you.
That's not great. Okay. All right. Well,
sharpen up that axe, Johnny. You might need it. On the 11th, the Union. On the 11th, the Union are going to screw up their first assault of Fort Wagner. They occupy the first set of parapets, but can't hold them. And like everything else that's happened regarding fucking attacking forts over the last year, we have that stupid frontal assault. We realize that didn't work, and we lay back on our haunches and start shooting at them with cannons like we should have done the whole time.
Just start with that, and then you do the frontal assault, right? Like you hope to blow up a couple of their little ammo, little charges, whatever. You hope to take down their morale and everything. It's softening them up.
Bombard them all night long so they can't get any good night's rest.
And then attack.
Yeah, first thing in the morning. Anyways, Johnny, they're now going to settle into a siege there. Over in Jackson, Mississippi, it's going to fall under partial siege by Sherman's forces as Grant, after taking over Vicksburg, says, let's keep going. Jackson's the next one.
Why not? I mean, he's just been rolling. Like, good God, this Grant guy.
Morgan is now going to engage himself in a skirmish at Peking, Indiana. So, Johnny, again, you might...
That's not towards Ohio.
That's not towards... That's closer to you. That's closer to you.
That's the opposite.
It's not that far off of... that's not that far off of Vernon, which is right there by you, so...
Yeah, we're close. We're about half a day's march south of Vernon, I think. East of it.
East
of it?
Yeah,
we're east of it. Yeah, about half a day.
And Trader President Davis is going to write to Johnson about the various states of the war, saying, hey, listen, Charleston's kind of our next major target that we want to protect, so maybe divert some forces over there that you can. And Bragg's forces over there at Chattanooga, you might want to help him out too, since you're on the west side. Maybe say the hell with Jackson and link up with Chattanooga, because if we lose Chattanooga, which is another main hub on the river, and we lose Charleston, which is our only port that we have left, although it doesn't really work as a port when we're blockaded, but still.
Because, we got the whole thing. Yeah, I mean,
maybe
they can at least go and dump stuff in the ocean if they want to.
Yeah, maybe protect those guys. If we lose those, the war's definitely over now if we lose those guys.
Oh, again?
And, Johnny, the draft is going to draw some opposition in New York.
People don't like the draft?
No,
they don't appreciate being drug into a war that should have been over in about 6 months. That's weird.
Yeah, they're really mad.
I can't imagine people not wanting to go and fight and die in a war in miserable conditions in the middle of summer. With
exclusions out where you can buy your way out of the draft. Yeah.
Oh well, of course. Yeah, the rich people don't have to do that. And so, who's upset about it? Is it the working class and poor?
The working class, yeah, especially the immigrant population in the poor regions, like 5 Points of New York, which is a very poor area of New York. Really,
now, when you say immigrant populations, I assume you have to be a United States citizen to be drafted.
No. If you're able to be drafted, if you live here and you have the intent to stay living here, you can be drafted. If you're not,
and prove you don't have the intent to stay living here.
That's the kicker here, Johnny. And hopefully that doesn't develop into anything else.
No, that's fine. They'll get a little upset. They'll throw their little tantrums, and then they'll go and fight in a war and die for this country.
Johnny, what the hell is that noise? Is that on your end?
I'm sorry. Screaming? No, I think it is. Hold up. Yeah, let me go check that out.
It sounds like some jackass is outside screaming at you or something.
No, I know. I'll go shut him up. Don't worry about it. I'll get it.
All right, let me know. You okay there, Johnny? What happened?
So that was Morgan with his Raiders.
Well, you're not dead, so that's a positive.
Right down. So, I'm fine. I'm fine. We were gonna fight him. I wasn't gonna put up with it because I've been talking shit this whole time, and so in Versailles we just built a brand new courthouse, real nice. Yeah. It looks great. So they were going to shoot it with a cannon.
Oh, we can't have that. It's brand new.
And so, no. So they pointed a cannon at the courthouse, and we said, you know what, fine, go ahead, do what you want. Do whatever you want. That's fine. We're all right. Surrender. We'll go ahead and be citizens. Not gonna fight you. And so they went in and they stole all this stuff, obviously. And then Morgan, who happens to be a pretty good guy, turns out. Yeah. Well, if you were in this new club that I just joined, which is the Freemasons.
Okay.
He ordered that all the Freemason stuff be returned, and he didn't rob it.
Well, that's nice.
Just didn't take any of it. And so I joined up.
Right then and there, yeah.
Obviously, so I'm Freemason now, and I think officially, until he gets further down the road, Morgan is my leader, and I love him, and I think he's great. And none of my stuff got stolen, and our courthouse is still there, and that's fine. And so it's good. Still Confederate scum, but I'm sure this won't turn out to the town of Versailles in this county naming everything after.
There's no way. Why would they?
Like
he came in. He's a traitor.
Yeah, that would be insane. Yeah, and I'm guessing they won't call their dance troops in middle school and high school like the Young Confederates or anything, because that'd be ridiculous.
The dumbest mascot.
That will never happen.
Yeah, that would be the dumbest mascot ever. Yeah.
But anyway, Morgan came and went, didn't steal anything because there were some Freemasons. Oh, didn't steal anything from the Freemasons. Probably took some other stuff. But he ordered it all returned. And so
they stole from the poor.
Right, as you should. Who else are you going to steal from?
People who defend
themselves with lawyers and guards?
Morgan's Raiders makes his way through Versailles. And Vernon, apparently, only took 1
took about 3 hours, I think. They were here and gone.
A couple hours.
It was short.
Very short-lived. Meanwhile, Johnny, out in Antietam, also on the 12th, Meade is going to be drawing up his battle plans to attack Lee there. And Lincoln says, you might want to do it quick, because I feel that Lee's probably not going to hang around and let you just fucking attack him. I feel
right, and as they've been doing this whole war, they listened to Lincoln immediately and started attacking. That's what happened.
Sure. On the 13th, that's exactly what Lee does. He finally gets his barges and stuff built and gets his whole army across the Potomac over the night of the 12th and into the morning of the 13th.
Because we gave him, 10 days almost?
Yeah. 10 days.
To get out,
10
to
days
leave?
to get the hell out of the North, yeah. And he does escape with Meade entering the trenches of the Confederates there at Antietam going, where'd everybody go? What happened?
I was supposed to stab somebody, but I can't now. Oh, darn. I'm not going to be involved in trench warfare. That stinks. God, that's a freaking bum. You also wouldn't have had to do trench warfare if you would have just chased after him right away.
And, Johnny, this is where the week's going to get real bad.
What? But no, because
they try to draw the draft again. The second round of the draft again tries to get drawn in New York.
They do. So they did one drawing. People were upset, but they still did it. And now they're going to do their second drawing?
Yes.
They're like, nobody.
Large group, upset. A large mob, mostly Irish immigrants, starts to gather, and they start to protest this draft, and they decide, hey, look,
as is protected in their constitution.
Sure. Yep. But not for them because they're not they're not citizens.
Okay, but all right, well,
sure. Anyways, they decide. Listen, they get a great idea. Hey, listen, can't have a draft if we destroy the draft office. Not bad logic. Can't pull a draft numbers if the fucking rotating if that's gone, you can't fucking do it. So they go to the draft office.
Okay, that seems like a way to delay it by about 24 to 48 hours tops.
They go to this mob, goes to the draft office, and
they destroy
the draft office. And this protest
break a window.
Turns violent very, very quickly, as after the draft office is destroyed, they go, you know who's responsible for this besides the draft? Rich people. Rich people can buy their way out of it. So why don't we start destroying rich people's shit? So they start going to the rich business district and destroy that. And when they're done with the businesses, they move on to the houses and they destroy that. And then this is where it gets real bad, Johnny. This is where it gets real bad. Hold on. This is where it gets real bad. They go, you know who else is responsible for this? Africans, because we're fighting the war to free them, and so fuck them.
No.
And so they start burning down African churches and orphanages. That part's not so great. I'm on board with the draft office. I'm on board with the rich people shit, but the
we're
free men of color maybe leave their shit alone.
Up until this is there's so much to unpack. It's just
Johnny, this riot is massively violent. The city officials, the police, the firefighters, what little home guard is there in New York, they are bouncing. They're like, do you see the number of them? Do you see me? I have a single shot musket. We're done.
Yeah, I can take out one of the 100. It's got to be thousands and thousands of
thousands and
citizens.
Yep.
Running through the street. And good, I mean, all right,
full-blown right.
You get a riot to celebrate a championship in like the 80s and 90s, and they burnt down a city.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they have actually something to riot about.
Stop that. This is a massive full scale. The whole city is burning. Literally the city is burning. Not only is New York burning, Boston, Massachusetts, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Rutland, Vermont, Worcester, Ohio, and Troy, New York, they are all under also full scale riots. I'm not sure the Worcester,
Troy?
Ohio.
What are you doing, Ohio? You're not involved with this. The hell out of New England's affairs. They're the ones that are pissed off and right. What are you doing, Ohio? Fuck out of here.
Hey, Johnny, Morgan's Raiders are finally out of Indiana. They're now in Ohio, so you can rest free there. But federal troops are fast on the heels. Federal troops, federal troops are fast on the heels. Morgan is having to run as fast as they can.
Wait, they're just now? Are they just now chasing him? Like what?
But they're catching up. He's overstayed his welcome.
How slow are they? Can we get a horse, please?
Probably should give him some horses. Yeah, Johnny.
Like, are they just like serial killer walking after them, like nice and steady and slow?
There is a scotch of good news here on the 13th. Union federal troops are going to take Yazoo, Mississippi, so that's one less city the Confederates have. And finally, Johnny, the day's going to come to an end when Lincoln is going to write Grant saying, "Hey, great job. Listen."
Oh, yeah.
This isn't. I'm not quoting here. I'm paraphrasing. Lincoln writes to Grant and says, "Hey, listen. I questioned you on how you were doing the Vicksburg campaign. I thought maybe you guys should have linked up and ignored Vicksburg at first and taken out Port Hudson before Vicksburg, but you didn't do that. You split your forces. I wasn't sure if that was a good idea or not. In fact, I'm pretty sure I wrote a letter to tell you to not do that, but you did it anyways. And you fucking nailed that shit. Yeah. So listen, Grant, I apologize for ever questioning you. I will never question you again. Keep up the good work. Attaboy. Way to go. Do you want a case of whiskey? You want Old Crow? I heard Old Crow was your favorite. I'm going to ship some Old Crow down your way because, attaboy. Oh, yeah. Way to go.
That's like the least fascist dictator thing Lincoln's done since election.
You realize
that's amazing. He admitted a mistake, apologized, and then sent thank you whiskey to a general.
Yeah, there we go. John,
all right, Lincoln, not bad.
Lincoln is going to follow up his successful, way to go, Grant, with a not so successful letter to Meade. And this one I am going to quote because it is great.
Rip them apart.
He writes a letter to Meade, and he says, and I quote here, "I am very, very grateful to you and your magnificent success you gave the cause of the country at Gettysburg."
Great.
Hyphen. And I am sorry now to be the author of the slightest pain to you, but I was in such deep distress myself that I could not refrain from some expression of it. Your golden opportunity is gone, and I am distressed, immeasurably sick because of it. He writes a letter to me saying, "You had the fucking war in your hands, and you let it go because you waited a week to move your army to attack Lee that had his back against a flooded-out river and had nowhere to escape to, surround his ass, and fuck him up. But you didn't do it. You didn't end this war when you had the opportunity to end it, and here we are, gonna sit here for God knows how much more long because you couldn't fucking finish the job."
Couple things. Sorry for everybody listening to headphones. Also, I mean, you did it, but I was going to say before you did that, this needed that Key and Peele anger translator for Obama, fourth wall breaking.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the anger translator? It needed that because Lincoln said things pretty nicely, but
you're welcome. I gave it to you.
Boy, yeah, you really did that.
Got a request of Meade to send what available troops he has to New York to quell that that little bit of a riot.
Trying to maybe stop the city from burning.
Spoiler, city still burning. Still burning. On the 15th, those troops are going to begin to enter New York and start to regain some of the control there, as the city is burning a little bit less on the 15th.
Oh, nice. The flames started dying down.
Now on the 16th, Johnny, this week is going to end on 2 points. First, we have the farthest and strangest battle during the war. Thousands of miles away, across the whole fucking ocean, the USS Wyoming is in search of the Confederate pirate ship, the Alabama. It's going to put in at the port Yokohama, which is a port inside Japan's territory.
Back up. You said across the ocean. I thought you meant the pond.
No, I meant the other ocean.
No, all right. So
the real ocean.
We had
Pacific.
a battle out in California or something.
Not even.
Which
no,
was
never even made it out to California. Yeah, we did the California.
No, we sent some people out there.
Yeah.
We did something out. But anyway, so we were out in the super far west, not even United States west, and that was too far
Arizona.
away to do. Why were we out there? And now we're in Japan.
Yeah, Yokohama port. When the USS Wyoming.
Why?
Because they're searching for the pirate ship Alabama, which they think is over there. They chased the pirate ship Alabama over there. They think it's over there. They're going to enter the port, Yokohama, right? When they enter the port, they're going to see thousands and thousands of white people on the docks begging to get aboard their boat because apparently the emperor decided that he doesn't want any foreigners on his soil at all anymore. Close the shit down. We're done.
A couple of warships coming at him and unloading a bunch of friggin' hooligans.
Yeah, right. So in the logical way, the USS Wyoming.
It's gonna get worse for Japan.
They're gonna go. Listen, I don't like that white people are being threatened by Japan. So McDougal, who's the commander of the Wyoming, he's going to attempt to enter the Straits of Shimonoshiki, which is a strait that goes up the island. I nailed it. And he's going to encounter some Japanese gun batteries and a few boats, where he's going to engage those batteries and naval vessels, destroying several of the batteries, sinking several yunks and steamers.
Is he trying to start a world war?
You said don't let white people here. Well, we white people are fighting back. I hope not, but it kind of sounds like we started a war with Japan. I hope that.
God, all right, so Lieutenant Tommy, somebody comes into your house and says, "Hey, I want to stay the night," and you say, "No, why?" And then they just start firing guns and killed some people.
Yep.
You gonna be good with that?
Nope. Probably not.
What are we doing? we can't even end this war in the South.
Johnny, I lied. I got 2 more points for the end of the week. Federals are going to seize. They're going to seize Jackson after Johnson abandons Jackson, Mississippi. So Jackson, Mississippi is now in Union hands.
Okay.
And the final point I have: the draft riots in New York. They're going to end.
Oh, good.
Troops from Gettysburg get up there.
Cease the draft.
Cease, sort of. Aftermath report for that, Johnny. I got it. For at least 1,000
for the United States draft in the Civil War.
Yep.
There is an aftermath report.
Yep. 1,000 are going to be killed and or wounded, with $1.5 million in property damage. In the draft, Johnny,
$1.5 million
in property damage.
Confederate
seems
or
a little low. It seems like they could have
real?
amped those numbers up a little bit more, but yeah, $1.5 million.
Johnny,
$1.5
million.
All of New York was on fire, Johnny. It seems like it could be higher than that.
Seems like you should be able to buy the whole damn place for $1 million to me.
Maybe.
I mean, hell, we took it from the Indians for what, a nickel?
Some beads.
Some
sheepskin?
Beads? I don't, nothing.
Beaver tail? I don't know.
By force?
Johnny, the draft is going to be temporarily suspended until August 19th, so hopefully we don't have to repeat it in a month.
Well, we shouldn't because, as you said, the war's over. It's done.
And stay tuned to next week if we see if this fucking thing ever actually ends. It's not gonna. It's fine. That's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight. If you enjoy Civil War in Hindsight, check out Historic Hindsight. We talk about all kinds of fun things like elaborate bombs to bribe or blackmail somebody to pay you money from a casino, and that didn't really work because the FBI got involved, and we all know how well things go when the FBI get involved.